In the past 2 weeks, we see all kinds of violent acts happening in Hong Kong. For example, they block the subway, and also realized that this morning, this situation happened again. And they also paralyzed the traffic in different regions of Hong Kong. They also blocked the waterway. They also vandalized the traffic lights and also damaged the police stations in different districts. For some radicals, they also threaten those citizens who hold different opinions. For a small number of rioters, they also threw out bricks and set fires and bombs. They also hide some explosive and attacks. All of these are very dangerous acts. For Hong Kong, we're very proud of ourselves. We're a country, we are a city of freedom, and also we always uphold the spirit of freedom. But for some people, they try to voice out through violent acts. They disregard other people's freedom. More seriously, certain radical protesters has made the demonstration more serious. They actually stained the national emblem and the national flag. They even threw the national flag into the sea. They always call out for revolution. They want to, what they call, recover Hong Kong. All of their violent acts is actually go beyond their request. This is actually challenge the one country, two system principle, and also hurt the stability of Hong Kong. I understand there may be some different views from the citizens, but we would like to think over this issue. We have to contribute to the future and the stability of Hong Kong. Currently, we're still trying to develop our economy and would like to improve our livelihood. If this radical demonstration continue to go on, this will hurt the stability of Hong Kong. And all of this damage will not be recovered in short term. And this kind of violent act will make Hong Kong never turn back. Dissatisfaction towards Hong Kong SAR government doesn't mean that they have to use violence to solve the issues, because violence will generate more problems to Hong Kong. And this will also create tension to the society of Hong Kong. Today, there is a working strike from the citizens. We have been following closely on this situation, and we also initiate a cross-department coordination to take immediate actions. By doing that, we can make sure that people's livelihood will not be affected by these violent acts. No matter what kinds of political requests, we hope all of you can voice out in a peaceful manner. People may choose to strike, but you should respect others to return to work. For some workers, they're actually quite young in their age. And for the rioters, sometimes they obstruct and they paralyze the traffic, and actually it will hurt the feelings of their other compatriots. As of today, we understand that for some people who would like to returning back to work was affected by the paralyzing traffic. We see the tension is continuing to escalate, and this also covers the range of all sectors. And start from today, the police station will closely follow the situation, and in due course, they will also host the cross-departmental meeting to release the latest information. And also, I would like to invite the Police Commissioner and the Finance Commissioner to give you a briefing on the current situation.
Friends of the media and citizens of Hong Kong, the recent protests and marches have seen escalated violence, and these worrying acts have gone beyond the Fugitive Offenders Bill, particularly when I have already announced some time ago that the bill is dead. Such extensive disruptions in the name of certain demands or uncooperative movement have seriously undermined Hong Kong's law and order and are pushing our city, the city we all love and many of us helped to build, to the verge of a very dangerous situation. As a result of these widespread disruptions and violence, the great majority of Hong Kong people are now in a state of great anxiety. Some of them do not know whether they could still take some forms of public transport, while others are right now being blocked on the way to work. The government will be resolute in maintaining law and order in Hong Kong and restoring confidence. We all love Hong Kong and have made different contributions to its stability and prosperity over the years. This is the time for us to rally together, to set aside differences and bring back order and say no to chaos and violence. 而家請政務司司長講幾句。
各位傳媒，我簡單扼要講講喺公共服務方面嘅最新情況。但係本次我想呼籲
about the public service. I would like to call on all of you to follow the rules. For any kind of violent act do no good to Hong Kong, and also it will bring inconvenience to our citizens. So please calm down to reconsider the situation here. And also today I realized some residents, they're actually coming out to work earlier. A big thanks to all of them. I do realize that there may be a strike going on. This will actually affect the public services in Hong Kong. We have already launched the monitoring system to handle all the emergencies. If there is an emergency happening, we will make sure that minimum influences to the citizens. And this morning, some subways have been blocked by the radicals. And for these rioters, they're actually taking over the subway, which paralyzed the traffic and the subway in Hong Kong. We feel deeply sorry about that because this will cause inconveniences to those who are going out for work. For example, if for some employers, if they come to work later, I hope the employers should take a tolerant view and understand the employees. And also, we found that some of the employees and also joining the radical demonstration. But however, this kind of influence is minimized. But please call to our hotline for assistance. In the medical area, there's no major influences in this sector. In general, for all the civil workers, we have to work together and to serve our citizens and deal with all the difficulties that we are facing right now. Friends from the media, good morning. The economy of Hong Kong is at a difficult situation. We are facing with downward pressure. We have to deal with the external pressures and also the pressures that are rising from Hong Kong. Now we see the escalation of tension of China-US trade friction. This will also bring uncertainties to Hong Kong. And US President Trump has also announced that start from September the 1st, he will also slash 10% tariff on $300 billion US dollars worth of goods. And China also responded that we will take countermeasures. And also the IMF has adjusted down the growth rate for the economy. 3%, it is actually the lowest growth rate. And also, we have the challenges that will be brought by Brexit deal. So I would say for the external environment, it is volatile and full of uncertainties. For Hong Kong itself, for the past 2 months, what happened has also affected Hong Kong's economy. For some of the shops, stores, and retailers, they also expressed that their business have been affected. Just as the chief executive said, some of the shops are forced to close down. I would like to give you some numbers for reference. We have just released the GDP growth rate for Q2, which is 0.6%. It seems similar to the growth rate to Q1, but if we look at this figure more carefully, if we consider the seasonal factors, the growth rate is actually minus 0.1%. So we are actually lack of energy for our economy. But if we continue to experience the negative growth rate for the GDP, it is very dangerous for Hong Kong. And for the export, we also have some decrease. For Q1, the figure is down by 3% and 4% down in Q2. And for the import, we are facing similar dilemma. In Q1, we are dropped by 4.2%. And in Q2, this figure is dropped by 7%. If we look at the investment, if we look at the fixed asset, in Q2, we are actually down by 12% year over year. This is actually hit the bottom for the past 10 years. Now let's look at the situation in the retail business. In May, the figure is down by 8%, and in June, this figure has been down by 8.7%. For jewelry, watch has been down by 7%, and for electronics, it is down by 16%. And even for apparel business, this figure has also been dropping by 8%. And also we have a difficult situation in the catering industry. It has been down by 0.4%. If we compare Q2 to Q1, we have actually 46 basis point decline. As we all know that for the catering services, it includes the accommodation and also the catering services. It provides a lot of jobs for the local people. And for the trade affected by the trade friction, each one of the industry actually employ around 720,000 people. For the downward pressure of our economy will affect the livelihood of Hong Kong people. Dear friends, in the past few years, it is thanks to our pioneers that we can live a stable and comfortable life. Just as the Chief Executive stated, we should not put a bag on the 7 million people's livelihood. This is quite risky. If all of you have any different opinion on the fugitive bill, we would like to hear your opinion. Just as the Chief Executive said earlier, we would like to hear different voices from different sectors. We would like to improve ourselves. We hope before you take any actions, please think before you leap. Thank you.
And those are top officials in Hong Kong, including Chief Executive Carrie Lam, speaking on the violent protests that have occurred over the weekend. Carrie Lam condemned those acts and said that they're pushing Hong Kong to a very dangerous edge. And the government is resolute, nonetheless, in maintaining law and order and restoring confidence. Stay with us on CGTN. We'll be back with more. Now a quick look at other news. 7